Tell that nigga, tell Floyd to get on live. Tell him show where he at. You owe them people over in Dubai that money. Tell him to get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia money too. Broke ass nigga.
But let's talk about the inconsistencies, the penalties, the millions of dollars. I do not understand it. We should have a commission, okay, that oversees everything, every
metabolite. So there's no worry whatsoever that he was using it to cheat.
Nope.
Yeah, that's all it is. So in his situation, it's really ridiculous.
Big news, fight fans. Get ready because we've got an explosive update straight from the boxing world. The reigning lightweight champ, Gervonta "Tank" Davis, just had a shocking altercation with none other than the legendary Floyd Mayweather, and it got ugly, even crazier. We have exclusive details on Tank's first words from the hospital. If you haven't heard about the intense Dubai showdown between Tank and Floyd, don't worry, we're about to break it all down. Mayweather was living the high life in Dubai, enjoying the sun and luxury before heading back to the US, but just when things seemed calm, chaos erupted at the airport. Imagine this: Floyd, relaxed and ready to board his flight, suddenly locks eyes with Tank Davis. Tension fills the air, and before anyone can react, boom. Tank fires off his infamous left hook, the same devastating punch that ended Frank Martin's career. Floyd got rocked, and what followed was pure pandemonium. Stay locked in as we reveal what really went down and what's next for these two boxing titans.
Something to be considered, and we'll see what exactly what it is in order to protect the health of the body. So at the same time, that's one thing. But that's one issue I would like to discuss during this convention as well. That's something that's a topic that we have been talking about it, the different organizations.
This wasn't just any punch, folks. This was Tank's signature left hook, a shot that has ended careers. Floyd Mayweather, a man who has faced some of the toughest fighters in history, had never been hit like this before. The scene, absolute chaos. People were screaming, tensions were through the roof, and if it weren't for the quick action of security, Floyd might have been the one rushed to the hospital instead of walking away.
Even without the knee, that should have been a knockdown. I thought I should have won a competitive fight. I think I did what I needed to do necessary to bank the rounds. I'm just a little frustrated with the scorecards. I thought I should have won.
If there's one thing we all know about Floyd Mayweather, it's that his ego is sky high, and there was no way he was letting Tank Davis get away with challenging him in Dubai. But Floyd isn't just a fighter, he's a mastermind. When Tank crossed the line, Floyd made sure he paid the price 10 times over. Here's what went down. Floyd wasn't about to throw hands himself. Instead, he hired some guys to teach Tank a lesson. They caught him off guard while he was out on a run. One time he wasn't armed or prepared. What happened next? Tank ended up in the hospital, and TMZ Sports was all over the story. Because for Floyd, it's never just about settling scores, makes sure he dominates them. Now, let's hear Tank's first words from the hospital after the ambush. It was Floyd's guys. I've seen them before. They followed me to my hotel. Floyd's been spying on me for months. That old head can't face me himself, so he's hiring people to do his dirty work. He messed up big time. I'm filing a case. Shocking, right? But it doesn't stop there. Floyd wasn't just spying on Tank, was leaking his secrets too. And guess who Floyd shared them with? Frank Martin, Tank's previous opponent. That's right, Frank was the one who spilled the beans. But Floyd didn't stop at just sharing Tank's whereabouts. He went even further. We all know Tank and Floyd worked together for years. If there's one person who knows all of Tank's moves, it's Floyd Mayweather. And guess what? He gave away every single one of them to Frank Martin. Let's just say Gervonta Davis was not happy about it, and this feud is far from over.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know, But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that. Or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Gervonta Tank Davis just dropped a bombshell from his hospital bed. What he said completely flips the story upside down. I didn't even attack him in Dubai. He got into a brawl with someone from my team. He was the one who broke it up. Floyd loves twisting things to fit his angle. If he really wants smoke, he can come get it. Cause I ain't playing no more. While Tank was fighting for his life in the hospital, Floyd took his sweet time playing the victim. And in true Mayweather fashion, he tried to control the narrative. He claimed he's always been there for Tank, helping him every step of the way. He even went on to say that it's Tank who keeps taking shots at him and showing disrespect. Floyd painted himself as the victim, insisting he's only ever had Tank's best interests at heart. But let's be real, we all know that's nothing but cap.
Cards. Judge at the ringside, Eric Marlinski scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Funny how Floyd claims he's always been there for Tank, yet he tried to get him arrested. That doesn't sound like help to us, and it gets even worse. Want to know why Floyd had Tank thrown behind bars? Turns out, it wasn't about boxing. It was personal. Floyd found out Gervonta Davis was secretly dating his ex, and he couldn't handle it. So instead of moving on, he used his power to get Tank locked up. Last time we checked, dating someone isn't a crime, but Floyd's pettiness knows no limits.
You know, obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you can see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you can see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you can see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
right. But you say you don't think he willing though.
Yeah, whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah, don't matter.
Spit fucking around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But you, it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on, ref. You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops, it's a no?
Hell no.
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
You know how many
put Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times he fucked the fight up though. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like, who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that. But like, he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that.
Right.
That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
Floyd just took things to another level. Is now teamed up with Tank's biggest rival, Shocker Stevenson. Yep, Floyd and Shocker are training together, and let's be real with those two in the same gym. You just know they're plotting something against Tank. This isn't just about boxing anymore, it's turning into a full-on power move against Davis. Betrayal at its finest.
No, well, honestly, I haven't watched the fight. We had a show that night. I haven't watched the full fight. One thing that's kind of baffling is that it wasn't a knockdown. I mean, look, he wasn't hurt. There's no doubt about that. But if you take a knee in the fight and you touch down, whilst punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown. I've heard some people saying, oh, that, you know, he should be disqualified. He went back to the corner. I don't buy that, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's a warning. But it's a bit of a bizarre situation. For me, like, there was a lot of people in boxing that were saying that this is a really tough fight. Like, Lamont Roach is a serious fighter. I said it might not be the biggest profile fight, but it's actually quite a tough fight. And Shakur said to me, like even the day before. I'm telling you, he's going to have big trouble tomorrow night. And I just feel like hopefully this could be the little something that gives Gervonta a little wake-up call to take him back to the mindset of maybe where he was.
If you're wondering why Floyd suddenly turned against Tank, here's the real reason. Gervonta Davis just landed a deal that's way bigger than anything Floyd ever got. And if there's one thing we all know about Floyd Mayweather, it's that his ego won't let anyone outshine him. Seeing Tank level up and secure a massive deal, that was the final straw. Floyd isn't about to sit back and watch someone else take the spotlight, especially not someone he once mentored. Adrian Broner has officially picked his Sadi his riding with Tank. Broner promised that if things ever get heated again, he's got Tank's back. No questions asked. If another brawl goes down, Broner is ready to step in and throw hands in support of Davis. With Broner in his corner, Tank isn't standing alone in this war.
The New York State Athletic Commission makes a statement yesterday that they're going to be reviewing Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. 9th round, knockdown, not a knockdown, whatever, to see what the final ruling on their part is going to be. New York State Athletic Commission has been busy. The Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia shit, now Tank Davis, Lamont Roach. We'll see what they decide in this situation. I think ultimately, with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, they made the correct decision, overturning Ryan Garcia's victory. We'll see what they decide here with Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. Me, myself, personally, I think that it's a very tricky situation. And it deserves a full video, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get all my thoughts out in this video. But I do want to ask everyone watching this video, what do you think? Do you think they should overturn the decision and award Lamont Roach the victory? Do you think because of all the controversy, they should throw the draw out and declare the no contest? Do you think they should do nothing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll give mine in another video, but New York State Athletic Commission reviewing the Tank Davis, Lamont Roach 9th round controversy. Let me know your thoughts. See you soon. Peace.
Gervonta Davis trainer, Calvin Ford, has finally spoken out and he didn't hold back. Ford made it crystal clear that karma is coming for Floyd Mayweather. According to him, all the games, betrayals, and dirty moves Floyd has pulled will come back to haunt him. This feud isn't just about boxing anymore, it's personal, and Ford believes Floyd will get what's coming to him sooner or later.
This is my opinion. Sure. It was a great fight. It was a close fight. Depending on what they do with that decision of taking the knee, depending if the commission reverses the decision, or I think the draw was meant to be. So I like the draw. No, if you take the knee, man, if you take the knee in the 90s or in 2000, you're taking a point off. That's the bottom line. You're taking a point off. I don't know what happened with the referee. Maybe he was a little starstruck. Maybe he was a little, because he loves Tank. He loves New York. He loves the big lights. The referee with the eyes, he's like, a point should be deducted if you take a knee. It's a fact. It's in the rule book, right? The fact that they didn't take it away, then that's where the controversy is, right? It's not, look, did Gervonta get hit? Was he dazed? Who knows? Only he knows. But what I saw, when you take a knee, that's an automatic point. That's just the rule. This is not basketball. This is not, this is not basketball where, wait, hold on, my ankle hurts. Hold on, let me take a timeout. You don't take timeouts in boxing. It just doesn't happen. Whether he had something in his eye or not, you have to fight. There's 3 minutes to fight. So if you take a knee, if you go to your corner, I mean, the rules are the rules. And I don't know what New York is gonna settle on, but the rules are the rules.
Calvin Ford just dropped a major bombshell. Floyd Mayweather got Tank hurt on purpose. According to Ford, Tank and Floyd were on the verge of finalizing a massive mega fight, but Floyd knew stepping into the ring with Tank would expose him. Instead of facing the challenge head-on, Floyd played dirty. Ford claims Floyd couldn't handle the thought of getting embarrassed, so he took drastic measures to make sure the fight never happened. He resorted to some seriously shady tactics to keep this blockbuster showdown from ever seeing the light of day. Tank had already hinted that he was set to fight Floyd in September, but instead of settling it in the ring, Floyd took the fight outside because deep down, he knew that was his only real shot at beating Tank.
Did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that, or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
And that's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Also, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Floyd went too far? Stay tuned for more explosive updates, and we'll catch you in the next video. Asterisk.
The rules that he didn't get hit with a punch. He didn't turn his back like he wanted to quit. It's just like when you get a thumb in the eye, it's a foul.
He did turn his eye. He did turn his back.
But he didn't turn his back like he was going to quit. Like you've seen some guys turn it. He obviously mentioned that he had something in his eye, and it wasn't from a punch. It wasn't. It was time in between the shots. I think that by the time he wanted that, or he took a knee. But I think in the rules it states that you're allowed to do that. If you go back and you read some of the rules, I know a lot of people are complaining about it, but I think it was upheld in New York that it was okay for him to do that. I think part of the rules state that it was okay. As a coach on the other side, I would have.
Yeah. Of course, right? Of course.
I would have thrown a fit, man.
And that's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Also, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Floyd went too far? Stay tuned for more explosive updates, and we'll catch you in the next video. Asterisk.